When I first came across the music of the English folk singer Nick Drake, these tones that were quite sensitive and emotionally honest, figuring out how to kind of move through the world when you are so different. He died from suicide when he was 26. And when I learned this, I immediately felt a need to make a work about this person, because there was so much that I resonated with around this level of othering and difference that he had lived with as a neurodivergent person, but also the fact that in my life as a neurodivergent person, I've also had growth and safety in the way of other people like me who I have built relationships with over time, where we can talk about what is going on with our brains and how we live and how we struggle with things and where we are understood. This question came up for me about what does it mean to be choosing to live in a world that is so difficult for so many marginalised people to live in, and the purpose of creating this world to be better, but also that is not work that one can take on their own. And so what does it mean to be building communities where that can be a reality one day at a time, how your own recovery makes way for the recoveries of the people around you when you don't sort of go through that path alone.
I really admire the way that Patrick is so committed to bringing people with him through the art that he's making and the kind of environments that he wants it to exist in. A song and an artist that people are really familiar with as a launching point to bigger questions about community and who we are and what we're doing. It's really important to create spaces where people can connect and maybe get a bit exposed to exploratory music or new ways of thinking about sound.
I think that suicide prevention is something that cannot be tackled in isolation or in ways that are totally separated from the mainstream. I think this is quite a common part of our society. It is a common part of living in a world where there is so much marginalisation that is forced upon many different groups of people. Donating to this work is a way of giving back to these broader conversations which need to be happening collectively. And so in this work, over 7 hours, I will be combining conversations with 3 close friends of mine, all of us with our own lived experiences with suicide ideation recovery. And we'll be sort of reflecting on Nick Drake's life, things that we resonate with, but also the kinds of questions that it raises for us to look at the kind of world that we want to be living in and what it means to go through this ebb and flow of our capacities to be building that world together when we really need more of that solidarity from beyond just ourselves. I will also be playing 26 repetitions of Nick Drake's song Riverman with my friend Ben Buchanan, and we will be co-performing these improvisations throughout the work as well. I want it to feel like something that really shows what neurodivergent people have to be proud of in what we contribute to our communities.
This is going to be scaffolded quite nicely and there's going to be lots of breaks. We'll have some space together to be really cozy and kind of have the choice to think about hard things if that feels right, or just kind of be lying on a beanbag drinking hot chocolate, listening to some folk music if that's where people are at. I'm hoping to gain a safe experience for myself and the opportunity to create that for other people too.
It was something that we had considered potentially possible to do without fundraising. However, I recognise the importance of all the contributions that are being made across the presenting team, WIM, the musicians and the storytellers whose voices we will hear throughout the work as well. For all of us as young grassroots artists that are creating these spaces of positive change within our communities, it's very rare for us to ever be remunerated and supported to be doing that work. This work is a very gentle ode to that culture of resilience as well as resistance in these very loving ways. And I'm really excited to be able to share that.
Yay, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, my nose is running quite a bit.
I know, I hate when that happens.